my computer. So good evening, everybody, and welcome to it's still June, right? Welcome to the June meeting of Friends Becoming Neighbors. I'm so glad to see some new faces here, and of course, some veteran members who've been with us from the very beginning. So we're going to go around the room in a few minutes to talk about that. I just want to have a couple of things to share with everybody. Some of you may know about it already. Just wanted to bring everybody up to speed. For those, most importantly, is everybody here on the Living in the Bluffs Facebook group?
Yes.
Is there anybody not? So Simona, we've got to get you onto that Living in the Bluffs Facebook group. It's a private group just for people living in the Bluffs. So it's private in that everybody's vetted that they're on there, and a lot of information but it's run by somebody in the community. It's not run by the POA. So it's not a developer website. I'm sure all of you saw the information about we lost one of our residents, Joe Chincata, good bud of mine, huge loss to the community. So you'll see people putting all different kinds of information. I've been asked to share with you that there will be, for those of you who are going to be in the community or be around, that there will be a celebration of life for Joe on July 14th. And more information about that will probably be coming out. But for anybody that may be coming down, hey, Karen.
Hi.
So just wanted to talk to you about that. Piggybacking on that, I've also been asked if anybody is interested, because if anybody that knew Joe or went by his house or saw his house, there's a lot of woodworking. He was a master woodworker. He's got lathe equipment. He's got all kinds of equipment that if anybody is interested in purchasing any upgrades, because he had only the best of everything, lathes, saws, etc. Let me know, and I'll put you in touch with the people who are working with that. There are people in our community are working with Joe's sister, and there's a lot of things out there. So if you have any questions about that, reach out to me and I can give you that information. For those who might be wanting a vacation at the Bluffs, who aren't living there yet, the Raybalds have their houses available for Airbnb-ish. They just need somebody to feed their cat from August 6th to the 26th. So if anybody wants to take a vacation from the 6th to the 26th, they're opening the opportunity to stay in their home, take care of them, just feed their cat, and give you the opportunity to be able to stay there. So let me know about that. Let's see. That I'm going to leave it at that until we get going. And I'm going to open it up right now. Anybody have anything pressing that they have any questions about, anything that they want to share right away before we do our around the room and catch up?
Robin, I just have one question, and it might be like for the Bragg group.
Okay.
But I know there are rules within the HOA regarding solar system, putting solar on the house.
Correct.
In that you're not allowed to put any panels on any forward-facing roofs. There's some new regulations in North Carolina about that may kind of impact their ability to actually enforce that requirement. But I did want to inquire about how would we go about addressing a concern with the HOA, that kind of a rule, to see if it can be modified at all. Like what's the best way to provide feedback on something like that, where, climate change and all that kind of stuff. It's like, why would we want to prevent anybody from putting solar on their roof?
Okay.
So
I can actually answer that for you.
Okay, great.
So number one, I do sit on the communications committee for Bragg, and it has been on our agenda. So we are the community in that law that you're talking about has been grandfathered in because our community was formed before the date when that rule and that law changed. Okay, I can tell you that the conversation has come up. We're forming a committee to do some research for the community about the rules and the potential or possibility of doing exactly what you're talking about. So I can tell you that it's in the works. I have a brag meeting on Friday. For the communications. So if you want to have a conversation offline and give me information, I'll be happy to pass that forward to Doug, to the developer. But just know that you're not the only one that has those questions. And we are actively working on, we're trying to put together a committee to get the information together to kind of survey the community and see what, because that's a legal thing that we have to do because it's actually in our covenants. So anything that's in the covenants right now, but we are aware and we can have a conversation about that if you want me to bring anything more to them. But any of those kinds of questions, like just like that, if you have a question, I'm certainly happy to give you information. But anything like that, the best thing to do, honestly, is to send an email over to the POA. I'm actually also working on a new document for all that information, for all those phone numbers and all those email addresses and everything else, because I feel that there's some holes in that and that people don't really fully understand. So again, Melissa, I'm happy to share some of that information with you that, maybe, and everybody's going to be getting it soon. Okay, so hopefully I answered that one.
Yes, thank you.
You're welcome. Hey, Jen, how are you? It's good to see you.
Hey, how is everyone?
Everyone's great. So let's jump into this, and well, let's start with Jen. Jen, we'll put you on the spot. We'll volunteer. Hold you.
Oh, no problem. Well, let's see. Since the last time we met, we are about a little over a month out from closing now. So,
Wow.
yeah, it's coming quick. Yeah, they moved faster than they thought that they were going to. So we are doing interior paint this week.
Wow.
So, yeah, it's coming together.
That's so exciting. Yeah, July and August is going to be really busy for our little group here. It's going to be really crazy. That's wonderful. It's good to see. Hey, Nicole. I was wondering where you guys were.
Oh, hi.
Oh, and yeah, of course. We got to get you guys a green screen so that you can both actually be there at the same time.
How is everyone?
Everybody's good. How you guys doing?
Good. We're crazy. I just ran in the door from work, so we're gonna go on no video soon so we can eat dinner.
Okay. Not a worry. So we'll let you eat dinner and then we'll call on you last so that you can fill us all in. Okay.
All right. We'll see you in a few. All right.
You got it. So Simona, I'm going to put you on the spot. So basically what we do at this part of our meeting is we introduce, if you could introduce yourself, tell us where you're from, and just fill us in a little bit about what's going on with you.
Well, we're currently in Ohio. We're in Northeast Ohio, and we have bought our lot in the fall, and we're hoping to start building next year. We have a lot 558 on the River Parkway. So we're very excited and cannot wait, but we have to still be here and work a little bit longer before we can make the move. So that's where we're at.
And welcome to the group. We've all been there.
Thank you.
We're still continuing to be there, and I'm really excited to have you here.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Rosie, are you there? You're on mute. Maybe not. All right. So we'll when you come back, you'll let us know. So Melissa, why don't you share what's going on?
Sure. I'm Melissa. This is my husband, John. We're originally from Western Massachusetts. Massachusetts, but we've already moved to North Carolina. We wanted to be extremely involved with the build process and be able to address any kind of issues and things that come up. So we're actually neighbors to Jen. She's actually right across the street from us on Cherry Heron. We're on Red Raspberry, which is the first right off of the rotary there. That's Red Raspberry. And we're the last lot on the left-hand side before you go into section 6, over the bridge to section 6 that they're working on now to put all the infrastructure in. So our build, similar to Jen, is going faster than anticipated. We're building with Kent. And we are at sheetrock right now. So sheetrock is actually all up and they're mudding and taping now. We got a call from the cabinet installers for the kitchen and said, hey, have you picked out your granite yet? Because we need you to go pick out your granite because we got to template everything. So it's just so exciting. We've had a great experience with Kent. And it's been great being here while this is all happening, because we've also been able to be involved with some of the activities in the community. So we've gotten involved with some of the groups, started playing some pickleball, going to some of the events they have, and the community is just so welcoming, just so incredibly, generous and helpful and just so nice. We are just so excited to be a part of it. So yeah, so that's where we are.
Hey, awesome, terrific. Well, there's Rosie. Hey, Rosie.
I'm with Lillian and Paul. They're in town.
Hey, how are you?
Paul's trying to get on the other end. He's
Oh,
across
okay.
the table.
We're having
Hey
dinner.
there, ladies. Yes.
How are you doing?
Are you on?
Not yet.
Not yet.
So what's going on with you? What's going on with you guys?
Back to the party.
Yes.
So you tell them, Lil.
You tell him. Oh, wait a minute. Let me pull the chair up.
Okay.
We went through selections for the past 3 days.
Oh, and you
Oh, boy.
survived to tell the story.
Look. Oh my gosh. It's a whirlwind.
Have a sip of wine.
Turn it off. It's fun.
Yeah.
Um,
So yeah, tell the group we're with Hey Good.
well, all right. I've had a little wine and I haven't had wine in a long time. Oh, you have to excuse me for a minute. Yes, we are with, we went through our selections. Of course, it's gonna take what, eight, how many weeks?
8 to 10 weeks until we
Till-
get through CSA.
They say, then we'll go from there.
Yeah, so they'll be sending our plans back to us after they've been approved through the Bluffs, right? And
The architectural board. and all that.
Yeah.
even in between, we'll be given some options, right?
Right.
Hey, you've selected option 1, option 2 is available, but option 1's not available. That, whether it's a paint color or could be a tile or something
Right.
in that order.
Yeah, but it's amazing on Flint Rock Road there, how many blue houses we have, how many gray houses we have. And everybody loves the gray and the blue. So we had to go to a couple neighbors' houses and stalk them with our color, that. I don't know who's on that committee that approves these colors, but if it does come up, you see the Olsons, please approve the number 1.
So
Not 2.
So
One.
So that approval committee, the design review board, the DRB, is the developer. Gary Latte's on there, and there are a couple of builders on there as well. So as
Okay.
part of the covenants, you're not supposed to have 2 houses of the same color next to each other. You're not supposed to have 2 houses that are the same model next to each other. I know Janine, we had that conversation a while ago, about not having too many with modifications. So any of those questions that you have about the design review board, or if you want to question anything that may not have been approved, you'll be getting a
Right.
sheet, and I'll be happy to share that contact information with you. It is actually in the owner's portal under under information. That's what you need to get a hold of. So there is an email address. So, I'll be happy to share that with you. But let's keep fingers crossed that you chose wisely. That you chose wisely.
Right.
It's
I don't have to change it completely. And Janine and I have talked with each other. We both are building a Portsmouth Island, and we did a lot of planning off of hers, and we did a lot of planning off of
Amy Reagan.
Amy and Bill and
Yeah.
Reagan's house.
Compass Point, yeah.
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 right. Cool.
So,
Cool. What's going on with you, Rosie?
What's that?
What's going on with
Oh.
you?
Well, I am, let's see. They are installing they've got the interior paint done. I've got cabinets in. We're waiting on a couple of things that'll be in next week. So they're still saying like September.
Okay. Yeah, it's very interesting how when this group started a couple of years ago, John John Fisher, the amount of lead time. I mean, there were people at 20 months, and now it's going faster than people are anticipating, which is just as much of a problem for some people, as other things. So it's good. I'm excited to hear all this positivity, Jen. Like that seems like I blinked my eyes since December, and like you're buying paper towels already. So that's cool.
Yeah.
That's very
Well,
cool.
I will say I'm not super excited about like a July-August move. I wouldn't have minded if it had been a little cooler when we were moving, but
Yeah, it's
gotta weigh the pros and cons there.
absolutely. So Alice, the Cushmans.
What happened to you? Getting John in here.
Yeah, I didn't like the other view of how I look.
Your hair looks lovely.
Yeah, it's not the hair that I'm worried about so much. It's the rest of it, But anyway, we are actually getting very close. We're gonna have our walkthrough of the house on the 26th of August. This started back in kind of December when they started breaking ground. So everything's been going along very smoothly. No issues, no major change work requests going in for anything that we decided to change our minds on. So we're pretty solid on everything. The 30th is the day we can start moving stuff in, but we'll probably be there mid-September. Alice's daughter's got to get situated in college here in Colorado before we move out. So we're excited, nervous, all those wonderful things. Reading things on living in the bluffs, like the irrigation issues, they're telling people not to water as much or you'll get violations or
No.
I mean, I don't know. That's what I thought I heard.
Yeah, we
but-
just talked about it.
Oh,
You
okay.
missed it.
Sorry.
They do that up north too sometimes.
It is what it is. There hasn't been a lot of water going on. So a lot of that information and stay current, make sure that the information on living in the bluffs, but also keep an eye on, Bragg is going to be coming out with a lot of information about that as well. And if you have any specific questions, as I said before, shoot me a text or whatever else. And if I don't have the information, I know at least where to get it. So if you have concerns about some of that stuff, it tends to filter around a lot of people asking the questions, and we want to make sure that the information is correct.
Yeah, and I mean, landscaping is quite a bit of money. And so we didn't want to go in there with a problem and then all of a sudden don't have water and then everything we just paid for dies. So
yeah, we're right in the middle. We're right in the middle of that. We'll have a conversation about that in a little while. So the Jennings, Karen, what's going on with you guys? I haven't seen you in a while.
So we just got back from the Bluffs on Saturday, and we're right at a year point. And
At the end of July.
yeah, at the end of July, and we've got our cabinets, we got our tile, we got they're working on the landscaping right now and the driveway. And let's see, they're putting it in the floor on Friday and doing the fireplace tomorrow. So we've got a lot of activity and we hope to be in probably mid-July.
Oh, that's true.
So
Yeah, the July and August is
our-
gonna be crazy.
Yeah, it's our builder is Ted with Southern Pines. He's been a great guy.
And we're on Flint Rock.
And we're on Flint Rock,
And we have
right
a
next to
blue-
Rosie.
We got a blue house.
And we got the blue house. We had a wonderful dinner with Rosie and Lillian and John and Paul, sorry, Paul. Anyway, but it's a great Asian restaurant. And so over there by
Cafe
Uh,
Chinois.
yeah, it was really good. Anyway, but it's been really exciting to see everything come to fruition and just all the little extras and stuff. It's just been
that
really
Ted's
nice.
Doing for us.
Ted's
yeah.
doing for us. It's just
Nice.
really been nice.
Well, I'm glad to hear that you guys are on, you guys are on target. That's good. It's good to hear. So Brian, why don't you share with everybody, because I know we spoke about it before everybody got here, where you guys are. And hey, Kathy.
Hey, like I said, I'm down here now, going home tomorrow, but they're putting in the landscaping. That's scheduled to be done next week. Final or settlements the 19th of July. The thing that I found interesting is they wanted us down here, that's a Friday. They wanted us down here on Monday, the 15th, to do the walkthrough, to pick out anything that we find wrong, so that they can have it done by settlement time. So, and that's Kent. So I don't know how everybody else does it, but if you're building with Kent, plan on a week, I guess, for settlement, so that you're here. Kim and I are now working on making plans to stay here for the week. But yeah, experience is great. I got to give credit to these guys who are out here working. Like, it's blazing hot down here. Humidity's high. They're out there busting their hump. The guys working on the landscape. I went and got them pizza for lunch today, a bunch of sodas and Gatorades, and said, here, you guys deserve it. So, I mean, it is what it is. Our settlement's the 19th. We're not moving in until the middle of April. Kent's going to lease back for that 8.5 months and use it as a model. So we have a little bit of time to do our packing. Other than that, life is good. The house is beautiful. I couldn't be more happy.
Awesome. It's good to hear. Gary,
What
now,
are
go
you-
ahead. Gary Napoli.
Yes, how are you?
All right, how are you?
Suzanne's not here. And Suzanne was down there last week with Gianna, and they reported back, and I know the cabinets were in. And I honestly, to be frank, I don't even know what the next step is. So I'll leave that up to Suzanne, because she'll be moving in a little sooner than I will, because I'm going to finish out to next August. So I'll leave it up to Suzanne. She'll have to fill you in on a phone call to talk about, I guess, the new landscaper.
Oh, yes. Yeah. So we've been in landscape challenges as well. So that's, we'll get to landscaping in a minute. But no, so
Okay.
yeah, and it's all good. It's all good. And unfortunately, Suzanne is getting over COVID. So that's why she's not here. She's not here this evening. So we hope you feel better soon.
She's fine. She's fine. And we need the Yankees to win tonight, just for the record. Okay.
Okay. All right. And yeah, that's
Hey,
a good thing.
Robin, I can't let that one go. Go Dodgers.
Excuse me. You have a
God.
lot of New Yorkers here, guys. Raise your hand if
That's
you're a New
okay.
Yorker. Come on,
That's right.
Kathy.
Hey, who won the last series with the Yankees? Oh, the Dodgers. Okay.
Yeah. But let's keep it civil. We're all going to be Tar Heels soon. It's a whole other discussion that we've got to deal with. So Nicole and Rocco, fill us in. We haven't seen you guys in a while.
Well,
There you go. Hi, guys. How is everybody?
it's been it has been a few months.
I know. As you can see, because our picture is still pretty outdated.
Yeah, yeah. So we're moving along. We broke ground in October. We're having the interior painting is being done this week. They're doing the siding is all the exterior is almost done of the siding and everything. Countertops go in the end of the week, and tiling is like 90% done. We're have a little challenge with some back order tile from Israel. It's taken some time, but other than that, we're moving along. They're telling us the house will be done by end of July, and inspections by the county are targeted for early August, and we should move in by middle of August to September. It's in that range, so we don't know.
You know, I gotta tell you something, all this moving in the, you know, to me, talking about August, July, August moves. The last thing in the world, forever and ever and ever, we were saying October. Our goal was October. The thought, I don't leave my house in New York for the whole month of August if I don't have to. The thought of doing
Yeah.
and everything, and it's so funny that so many of us are talking about a July and August move. We're going to have some serious partying.
End of summer.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's been brutal. We've had, Robin, we've had 90, 100-degree days for like the past 2.5 weeks. It's been brutal up here, in New Jersey, New York area. And, we're down there every 4 or 5 weeks we've been going down, and it's just as hot down there. It's the same as it is here. It hasn't been really any different right now.
Yeah, every morning, I know Michael, we get up and we have breakfast and we say, Alexa, what's the temperature, in Baldwin today? And then right afterwards, I'm surprised that she doesn't say, oh, and by the way, the temperature in Leland is, because we've been asking every day. And it's usually, I'm finding in the winter, it's like a 10-degree difference.
Yeah.
Like it's like 10 degrees warmer, but the heat, anything over 80 is hot. So, it doesn't matter if it's 80, 84, 89, it's going to be hot. We're going to be, it's going to be, talk about the water in August.
Humidity.
It's going to be very, very, very interesting. Very interesting. So Janine, what's going on with you guys?
Well, we will be down, we're doing selections the 8th, 9th, and 10th. We're with Haygood. We're doing a Portsmouth Island, as Lillian shared. Brian, to your point, Haygood also does require you to be down a week before closing to go through new owner home orientation is what they call it. So I'm assuming it's the same kind of concept. So we're going to be doing our selections, which Lillian, I'm calling you once you get back, because my brain's exploding. I'm terrified, excited, and overwhelmed all at the same time. And then I guess, to your point, like I forget who was saying, it was between Kent and Haygood. Kent was a Jonesport. Actually, we did get preliminary approval with the Jonesport right next door to the lot next to it, which is the Turners, and Brian across the street, and a Jonesport 2 lots down. So, but they had to go through leaps and barrels. So we just, it was a lot to deal with. So we are going with Haygood, and then we're going to, estimated completion is June of next year. And then we'll be doing a year lease back with Haygood. Give us some time for, my husband's with Army Corps of Engineers trying to transfer it down there. And I'm remote right now, knock on wood, that job still goes, then I can go whenever. So whoever's down, we'll be hanging around on 551 lot. And actually, it's funny, they by mistake started clearing our lot prematurely, and Gary put a kibosh to it. So Rosie and another friend over on Flint Rock was sending me videos going, oh, they started clearing your lot. I'm like, that's not possible. We haven't even come down yet. And I'm like, yeah, that's our lot. But nothing was taken off beyond what normally would have come off. But it was funny for a couple of days. Put some
Hey,
humor.
listen, it's all good. I did see a tail swishing back there, so I have a feeling that we have a four-legged friend somewhere in that room somewhere.
Oh, yeah, she must be hot. She's laying down on the ground or
Yeah.
sick. I'm not sure.
It's all good. So Kathy, you guys have been couch surfing for a while. Congratulations. What's going on? Tell us what's going on with you.
Yeah, we're in Massachusetts right now. Eddie's here.
And
We're babysitting for our grandson who is going to be 2 in August. So if I have to jump out, that's why we were late. I was trying to get him to sleep early and he was having a tough time. So we're exhausted. I don't know how I did this with my 3 little ones, but can barely handle one. But we're making major progress. Everything, we're with Kent as well, and everything is pretty much done except for the floor.
Yep, we need power on this week.
Yeah, we're getting power this week and the floors.
Yep, and carpeting.
Um,
And then they're doing the driveway. The landscaping is scheduled
for the second week in
July 11th.
July 11th. Yeah.
They're saying a day for it.
Yeah, who knows? But it looks like they also gave us the date of July 19th. So that's interesting. That they're just banging everybody out in the middle of July. But we are heading down probably right after July 4th. We're going to make our way down, stop halfway, and then we'll be down in Hampstead staying with Ed's brother and our sister-in-law until it's time to move. So we'll be around.
Very cool. Very cool.
Yeah.
No, I'm happy. I'm excited to hear it. So I'm happy to have you here. Ed, you look like you need a nap, babe. Eddie looks like he needs a nap.
I need a nap and some dinner.
Right.
All right. So it's all good, but I'm glad to hear it. So John Fisher, tell us what's been going on with you.
Can't really say much. As most people know, we moved in last March over a year ago, so we've been in the house a while. Ted was our builder, and we're overall satisfied with his work, but not overly joyed. Let's put it that way. I did find out some interesting news about him. Or let me say, for somebody who should know, a year ago when we finished our house, he had 40 houses in the pipeline. That's Ted or Southern Pines. And as of last week, when we were told this, he only had 9 under construction. So he finished 31 houses in 12 months. That's just an amazing rate of completion. I don't know the status of them all, if they're really finished, but that just boggles my mind. Other than that, there's really not much going on. I mentioned earlier that, next week we're having a lot of company. It's a big week for Mary and I, anniversaries and birthdays and 4th of July and the like. And we're going to be tied up most of the week with grandkids and kids and visitors from out of state and so on. So that's our big news, I guess. Not much else, Robin.
No, and it's all good. John posted a list of really cool things, really cool trips on Living in the Bluffs of things that he wanted to do, and he's very graciously offered to do all the guided tours of all these places that he wants to do. So if you're not on Living in the Bluffs, make sure
I offered to be the guide, Robin, if you actually booked the tours.
I have no problem.
That was a great list.
It was a fabulous list. It was a fabulous list. So anybody that hasn't seen that yet. So it's all good. That's why I love this community. Paul Olson, and you have anything else to share with us that your wife has not shared?
You gotta shut off your mic. Okay.
Echo.
Don't you love technology?
Okay, let's see if that works any better.
There you go.
Can you mute your speaker? No, you got your speaker on. Okay, she shut it off. Anyway, we've had a wonderful week here. So we came down a week ago, Monday. We had a week before our selections. So we're staying with my sister-in-law here in Compass Point. So we made a day over to the Oak Island, had a day on the beach, of course, some time in the beach house, really nice. Had a really good time there, beautiful weather. Of course, it's hot. What else? We've gone into several model houses, and one we went in last night that we've been frequenting here at the Compass Point, and it was kind of a funny story. The lady actually moved in 2 days before, or a day before, and we were walking in as if we were just going back in for another look at the model house, and she came out and said, "Oh, can I help you?" So it was a real funny story, and but she was really, really nice. This is the Reagans here at Compass Point. Pretty famous Portsmouth Island house, and so we went in and had a really beautiful conversation with her. She showed us all the different decisions she had made on her house, and then we actually showed her some of the things that we found that were what would you call it? Things that you would put on a punch list. And she was grateful for that, that we had seen while we were in her house several times before. And then we've got a couple more days before we leave. We're going to be heading back to Maryland on Saturday. We're going to hit the beach again. Lillian, her sister, are going to go shopping for a day. So that's all we have to say.
Okay, cool.
But have had some really good times here, and the selections were really intense. They really put us back and forth between the shops and back and forth. So that's all. Thank you.
All right, awesome. Okay, so hi, Susan. How
I
are
can't hear
you?
you now. I don't know. Okay.
Hey, Robin.
Hey, how are you? What's going on?
Good. I'm good. We have foundation.
Yay! Congratulations.
That's exciting. Yeah. Cinder block. Woo!
It's amazing the small things that get us excited these days.
Absolutely. Sorry, I'm late. I was teaching a class earlier.
No worries, no worries. So now that you have cinder block, are they giving you a schedule of any kind?
Maybe an electric walkthrough in about 7 weeks. So that's as far as I know, as far as scheduling.
Okay, terrific.
Yeah.
And you're building with?
We're all picked out. We picked everything out, but of course we had some stumbling blocks along the way. Things we picked out were, not available in the style that we signed off on for the price. So things, different stumbling blocks. Yep.
It's definitely a challenge. And who is your builder?
Coastal Cypress.
Okay. And but as long as everything is going positive, in a positive direction, I'm glad, glad to hear it. Glad to hear it. And last but not least, the other half of my crazy.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thanks for the compliment. So Robin and I are heading down the home stretch. They gave us a target date for our CO of July 19th. So we'll see if we hit that, but we seem to be tracking towards that. And what we notice, this is like, as you get to the end, everything starts to slow down. So, when you're in the middle of the construction, it's like, oh, wow, we just got foundation, we just got drywall, we just got mud, we just got paint, and things all of a sudden pick up speed. And now at the end, it starts to look like a house, but there's a lot of little stuff at the end that have to get done. So it seems like it slows down. But anyway, we're coming down the home stretch. They just put in our air conditioner, that's going in. They're doing some final connections with electrical, with gas, some little touch-up things that they know they have to come back and fix. this little nick here, there's something on the door, something on the ceiling. So we're really at that final stage. And then, and mixed in with all this are a lot of these little inspections. So some work has to get done, then it's got to get inspected. And so what if it fails inspection? Then there's a little bit of delay. So that's why this July 19th date is a target. We think we're going to hit it. If we don't hit it, okay, so maybe we'll be a week later. So we just, Robin, probably every single day is on the phone with our project manager. And in the last few days, we've had some hiccups with landscaper. I'll let Robin talk about the details of that. But that is one of the sources of our frustration at the end. It shouldn't be, but it is. And so we're just dealing with it. And then here on the home front, we're in Baldwin, New York. The house is still in contract and was targeting close of that sometime in August, and we'll see how that goes. As everybody knows, you know, it's very easy to hit deadlines or miss deadlines with that. So meanwhile, all around us are boxes, 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 boxes everywhere, and more things to pack. Every time we think we've done, you know, we've done a lot of packing, we look around and there's more stuff in this closet, more stuff in the attic, more stuff in the basement, more stuff to throw out, more stuff to donate. It's never ending. But there will be an end date, Robin. There will actually be an end date.
It's
So that's it.
out there.
So, all right, Robin, so now you actually are the last. Tell them about, just give it a quick 30-second about our landscaper.
I'm finding that when we started this process, like some of you, we bought our property 3 years ago. And now, you know, we started doing this, it was like, and then it was 2 years. So when we signed our contract, it was 2022, right? And there was allowances for things, you know, all this kind of Brian shaking his head. And I'm like, ooh, that looks really good. And, ooh, that looks really wonderful. Then the reality starts to set in. And this is just a heads up for those of you like Simona, who is just starting all of this, to keep it, you know, and you keep your eyes out. So there was a number, and at the time, there was no issue with that number. And I know Gary's been dealing, you know, Gary and Suzanne are dealing because we're a month apart from each other. We've been going through this kind of piggybacking. And we have an allowance. And I was, you know, told that the allowance was going to be, no, it's not going to be a problem. That's the landscaping. Okay. Now, my house has not grown. My house has not gotten bigger or longer or wider. 2 years later, that allowance that we talked about in 2022 is unrealistic. I mean, the cost of cereal has gone up, never mind the cost of landscaping. And it's what I was told today, it's not the plants that are more expensive, it's the cost of the irrigation and the cost of labor, you know, labor and irrigation, leaving me with the same number for my allowance. Yet, so just understand that my allowance was, which what I gave the landscaper as my goal, was about $15,000 apart. And I can barely grow plastic. Okay, you do not want to leave your plants. I'll take care of your dogs, I'll take care of your kids. Do not leave me with a plant. And I know that. So it wasn't like I'm out there putting really fancy things out there. So it was a challenge now because the landscaper basically said to me, you know, I had one number and she was almost $15,000 over, and that's after she culled it. So this is a challenge now to have to be dealing with, but we're dealing with it. You know, we're dealing with it.
Rob, so let me just jump in also. So when Robin and I were there the last time in April, we were, one of our neighbors down the street are going to be the Williams, right, Rob?
Yep.
And they have a big property. From the back of their house to the back of their property, it goes way back. It's bigger than ours. And he actually finished landscaping a good part of it. But he told me that his landscaper came in and gave him an estimate of $36,000 for landscaping. And I think it was kind of like us, Robin. It was not a little sticker shock. It floored him. He was not expecting that. And so then through whatever negotiation and redesign and everything else, he knocked that off by about, not 50%, he knocked off like $15,000 or something like that. But it was still going to cost him over $20,000 for his lawn, his shrubbery, his irrigation, and whatever else. That he was not expecting that. So I'm not sure that everybody's gonna realize the same issues, but it hit us. That's the only thing so far that's hit us that hard was the landscaping. We kind of knew what the tile is gonna be and what the electrical and the lighting budget is gonna be, but that was a shocker, the landscape.
So we're working on it. They're actually two, but they're 2 doors down from you guys, from Nicole, right? They're like two or three houses.
Yeah, they're 2 doors down.
Yeah,
They're on the
yeah,
corner.
they're on the end of our cul-de-sac. They're
Yeah,
on the
they're on
corner of the
they're on the
cul-de-sac.
corner. Yep, they're on the
Their
corner.
landscaping looks beautiful.
Yeah, it looks beautiful. It does.
No, it does.
Is that the same landscaper you're using?
No, no. So this is the, but they also have 2 Great Danes. So they need a lot. They need a lot of that space. So it's just it's a challenge. I mean, there's going to be something. So that's what's been going on with us. A couple other things I just wanted to mention to everybody. The clubhouse is coming along. It's they're still projecting a end of the year completion. In fact, Friday I have a brag meeting, and I think we're doing a hard hat tour through the inside, so I'll be able to report some of that. I'll be doing it on a FaceTime, but the guys are, people are going to be going through with that. That's entertainment. I think it's called what the entertainment, the team reach. I highly recommend that you guys get onto that if you are not on it. Even if you're not living in the community, it's called It's Entertainment. And the code to get into that group is Be Entertained. Just so that you start seeing a lot of the things that are going on in the community to understand, because as many of you who have been down there, you kind of want to see what's going on. There's been some really amazing things. They're starting the annual 4th of July party, and I'm sure there'll be a Labor Day party and a whole bunch of other things that are going on. It gives you a real flavor of all the stuff that's going on in this community. It gets you more excited. It gets us all really excited. I did bring back, I did a report back after our last meeting about a Zumba. So the message that was sent back to me for everybody who wanted Zumba added to our activities, they basically said, well, get one of them to teach. So that was basically what it was. But we are working on getting Zumba in the community that everybody said that they wanted. The other thing that I'm working on is a newly created community information sheet of all of the stuff that new people are looking and are interested in having, the things that you think that you're going to need. I'm going to throw this back out at John Fisher. So when you moved in, you have a list of all the people to call and all that kind of stuff. Was there anything that you wish that you had on that information sheet that you would have liked to have had right away that you had to work a little harder for?
Robin, not that I recall, that list was fairly complete, and I believe we got it from Cynthia Sosnowski.
Yep. So I'm working with her. I'm working also with the community to make sure that everybody has the most up-to-date information. For example, when the original sheet was done, the rules about getting your mailbox keys were, once you got your C of O, you had to show proof that you had your C of O to get your mailbox keys. That has changed. That has changed. So now if you need to get your mailbox keys, you have to send away for them. It's a whole, there's a whole process for it. So we're going to be keeping that. It's going to be a fluid document. So we're hoping that that should be done, hopefully by the time we all move in July or August. Hopefully we're going to complete that list. And if there's anything on there or anything missing on there, please keep an eye on it and let me know whether there's something that you would want to know or information there. Janine, I see your hand is raised.
Oh, okay, I'm off mute. The only thing, and I didn't look at it last month, so forgive me if it has been added, but I did not, everybody always posts different doctors and everything, but I didn't see if there's like an urgent care, like, just a walk-in, so that type of service. And for us pet owners, yes, there's vets listed, But what about an emergency animal hospital that's 24/7, in that event? So those would be two things that would be on the top of my list.
Okay. All right, so this list, so that list is curated by one of the residents of the community.
Yeah.
All right, so that's always going to be a fluid thing. There's plenty of people to talk to about that. This is
Right.
more a list of who to talk to. Like, for example, the design review board. So, and these are the phone numbers to call.
Okay.
And this is
My apologies.
no, it's perfectly all right. But I always like to keep a list of those things because that is a recommendation list. No one is promoting it. It's more, these are things we've heard really great things about.
Right.
And I do know a number of people who have used emergency vets, Janine, so I'll make sure that you get, a hold of them as well. So and that's really the part about sharing. So that stuff is going to be coming out very soon. It is already on the portal to make sure that everybody is on the portal because there's a lot of information. We're really honing that constantly. So there's a tremendous amount of information for that. Anybody have any major questions? Anybody have anything that they want to bring up? Yes, Susan.
Unmute. Yeah, I have a question about swim spas, hot tubs, above ground pools. Anybody have a swim spa, planning on a swim spa? Planning to have it above ground or in ground? I'm just curious to see if anybody has had to go and get, some review board for that, or any information would be appreciated.
I believe, because you asked that in our team reach group, if I remember correctly, right?
Yeah.
And I think somebody answered it. I don't know. John, you have any information about that?
I don't remember.
All right, so
Sorry.
yeah, so Cynthia had answered that it's in the POA, it's in the bylaws and the covenants. So there's something about above ground swimming, because I know above ground swimming pools are not allowed.
Right, I know above ground swimming pools. I was just wondering about the hot tub spa.
Yeah, you need to get a review board for a pool or a hot tub, outdoor grill, outdoor kitchen you want. If it's a built-in grill, if it's a portable grill, propane or even natural gas that hooks up into natural gas, you're fine. But if it's a permanent structure, you're supposed to get the review board. Even for a fence too. We're having a fence put in, that had to be added to our landscaping drawing.
So a hot tub.
So we are.
If you want to put a hot tub, our neighbors are putting a hot tub on a patio, paver patio, and they had to go to the review board.
Yeah, we submitted ours with our landscaping plan. And we got back the landscaping plan approved, and we're just getting a hot tub. And the only note they put was that we needed to be aware that we need to have future plantings for when we have the hot tub installed, so that there's a screened privacy for adjoining neighbors.
Oh, okay.
But they did approve it and didn't say anything about, approving the specific hot tub. We had the dimensions and we had the slab put down. So it will be adequate, but.
Yeah, we're taking the approach to anything we think we may want to do, we're putting it into our review board now, even if it may be yet down the road, because let's get initial approval on it.
Right.
Because the rules are constantly going to change. Right? And you want to get approval on the rules that there are today.
I think those
stricter.
Yeah, I think those have been most of those things have been in the covenants for a while. I don't think that any of that kind of stuff has changed. I think some of the stuff that is changing is kind of stuff that's happening that weren't talked about before, that weren't really hadn't come up before. So go back to those covenants. And Susan, honestly, the best thing to do is to contact the design review board, and I can get you the address for that as well. I have it around, the email address for that, or just stop into give a call or stop into the the sales office, and they're up there as well.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, because I know the swim spas are a little taller than a hot tub. So that's where I'm getting nervous about.
So my biggest suggestion would be before you.
My husband is crawling out. Can you see him?
So is it because is he trying to escape without us seeing him? Is that what's going on? If you didn't do a very good
I don't
job.
know. He tried to sneak in, but everybody could see him, and now he's trying to sneak out, and everybody
We
can
saw
see him.
him, but
Yeah.
I think probably the best advice, rather, is to not have a problem. Is make sure that when you do bring them the information. In other words, just don't say oh, swim spa. They're going to say, well, what are the dimensions of it, and where are you planning to put it? And they'll probably come out and take a look. Have a good night, John.
All right.
Take lots of pictures. Thank you.
Okay.
So, and Doug and I have had this conversation. We've had this conversation multiple times about the issues with the review board. And for right now, they are the ones making the decisions about the community. And it's for everybody's good. I know sometimes we hear things, well, how come this person can have that color house and I wasn't able to have that color house? And how did they get away with this and not get away with that? So the more information you give them, and if you show that you're trying to go use the right things, they'll probably come out to your house or your lot. They're going to want to see what it is. If you have a picture of the model you might be interested in. And they're not ogres. There are reasons behind what they do. Sometimes you may not like exactly what the decisions that they make are. All of us have had challenges with certain things and certain questions. But you don't want to be stuck in the middle while you're starting to install something, and then have you come and find out that it's not good. Eventually, when it becomes an HOA, it's going to be something different. I know that, and everybody keeps saying, "Oh, well, when we take it over, we're going to allow this and we're going to allow that." It's going to be a while, I think, before that happens. I mean, I haven't gotten any more information on what that kind of looks like, but we're still talking in another couple of years, I think. So if you're building your house now, you don't want to be stopped. I think somebody I know was putting in a pool, and they got stopped during right when they started building it, because they needed something else for it. So you don't want to be in the middle of that. Okay. Yes, Brian.
Just a point of reference, if you're planning on putting something like a hot tub or a pool in, make sure your electrical panel is going to be able to accept it. I looked at my electrical panel today and I have 6 open spots on the panel. So that kind of limits what I'm able to do further down the road.
Mm-hmm.
So mention that to your builder.
Thank you.
And is that something, again, when you're putting something in, Rocco, maybe, you can answer this, is also about the weight of the land. Cause I know that sometimes people have had trouble with supporting the weight because the water is so much heavier and whatever else. Could there potentially be an issue, Susan, where your property is, where you want to put it maybe it needs a retaining wall, maybe it needs some of that, but I don't know enough about that. Rocco, you have any information about that kind of stuff? No?
We're only allowed certain numbers of concrete, right? There's I forget the name of it, impermeable space or something.
Yeah.
Where you're only allowed X number of concrete, and then you have to go to other forms of flooring and things. So based on your patio size.
John, you're shaking your head. Do you have information about something like that? Have you guys been working with that? Melissa, you're John.
Oh.
I'm what?
No, we don't have any information on that.
Because I
I know, yeah, what we did do with our electrician, we had him he ran the wires to the other side of the house for a sub panel for a future pool, right? So we had him do it. It was cheaper to have him do it than to do it after the fact. So we did things like that, just thinking ahead, making sure that we had, ample extra spaces on our electrical panel, as somebody said, because you don't want to get caught with only having 3 more spaces or 6 more. And then all of a sudden you start adding an outlet here, you add this there, and then you're like, oh, I need a whole new panel.
Got it.
So I think something about it's cheaper to have the electrician during your build, put a bigger panel in than to, after you're in for 2 years, to have an electrician come and do it.
Yeah, thank you. That's good information.
So Simona, you're listening to all of this stuff going on and all of this information. I know exactly where you have been. We've all been there. Are you in information overload, or are you making tons of notes, for all of this?
Mental notes, yes. I'm listening very intently. We're very excited and looking forward to starting.
Good. No, we're glad. So I also had mentioned to her, just a reminder, if you are coming in from out of town, that the HOA, the POA meeting is the second weekend in December, and it will be at the Ballast again this year. So hopefully we'll see a whole bunch of you. There's a cocktail party. Will be at the Bluffs. It will not be in the new clubhouse yet because they're not sure that it's going to be ready, but it will be at the Bluffs. And coming up, I have spoken to, in fact, I spoke with the insurance person that had been on our call before. We called him in a panic this morning, so I can assure you he's really responsive and he's really terrific to work with. So he's agreed to come back, I think maybe sometime in October or November. We're going to have him come back and do a presentation, again, only because a lot of people seem to need it. His pricing has been coming in at a very, very, very reasonable. He's super responsive, super easy to deal with, and we've decided to use him as well. So for all of our stuff. So if you need any information, I'm happy to share that. A lot of people in the community have also used him, and he came very highly recommended. So he's going to be coming back. I also have a contact, the Icon golf carts had reached out, and they're going to be coming on and doing a presentation for us as well. They just opened a brand new showroom in Wilmington. They've moved, and they're going to be offering some really cool specials for our group. And they're going to be talking about some new products that they have out there. And they're going to kind of help us. You guys want the insurance guy? Okay, so I'm going to give you his information right now. He's been on my speed dial. Okay. And again, he's terrific. All right.
Keep talking.
I'm just pulling it up. Okay, his name is Brett Lascara, Lascara. He's with the Honeycutt Group, which is HUNEYCUTT. And the number is 910-338-1773. And his email is Brett, BRETT, at Honeycutt Group. So that's HUNEYCUTT group.com. So, and I'll put it in the group as well. He'll tell you he's really good during the day, but he's got 2 under 2 at home. So night times are not his favorite. He doesn't feel he's got a lot of that, but he's got two kids under 2. But he's been really terrific and very responsive, very quickly. He's been able to get quotes and everything out to us really, really quickly. And been able to bundle our car insurance as well as the homeowner's insurance once everything is moved down. Anybody else looking for anything that they need? Yes,
Robin?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I just want to give a shout. I want to give a shout out to one of your previous guests, Wilmington Generator, Petros. He's been phenomenal. I mean, I used him and I moved in, so I've just dealt with him up to, I paid him, you know, I mean, he hasn't, he's done work up to date, but the generator's not in yet, but I know Robert Marvel's used him also. And he's been over and above responsive, his pricing, his responsiveness, his demeanor, professionalism, everything. I think our builder's using him as his primary generator guy now. He's been,
That's awesome.
they've formed a
That's
relationship. It's really been good.
Oh,
Well,
good.
it was-
Yeah, thanks for sharing that.
Yeah, he was great. And the inspector that was on the team, that was on here, we used him as well. He was very good. He was extremely thorough. Probably over thorough, but you know, I mean, that's what you want. He was great. And then we found a good fence place also that's been very reasonable. I don't think you've had them on yet, but J&J Fencing also has been, they've come in at a very good price point.
All right, awesome. You know, and you know what, you should share that information with me because I know a lot of people are looking for, you know, if they're looking for fencing. I know some of the people, a lot of people are using their builder's fencing to come in, but you and I, we haven't spoken in a while anyway, but just share the information. I'll be happy to give him a call and you know, and see if he wants to.
Sure, they don't have the lead time. Like a lot of the fencing places that we called had, you know, there were 3-4 months lead time from the time they come out to the time they can do it. And these guys are ready right away. So I don't know if they're more of a newer company maybe or why, but you know, they did our neighbor's fence already. So we've seen their work and they're saying all the right things. So.
Great. Awesome. Glad to hear. Thank you for sharing that.
I'm sorry, who was the generator guy?
It was Petros, Wilmington Generators. Robin, I think we probably have him in the notes or something where we can send out
Susan, I'll send you. Yeah, I'll send you his information as well.
Great, thank you.
No worries.
He pushes Briggs and Stratton, but he also sells Generac. He does do Generac, but he pushes Briggs and Stratton.
Susan, what I'll do is Susan, I'll send you the meeting where he made his presentation so that you can see and get all the information from that as well. It's not a problem. All right.
Okay, great.
All right. So I'm going to make sure that I'll send it. I'll put it up on the Team Reach. Kathy, I'll send it for you as well. And I'll share both of those presentations with you. So it's all good. Anybody else have anything else going on? Any other questions that they want to ask? Any other information that you need?
Does everybody feel like a generator is the way to go?
Yes.
I think so.
Just from having it up north, like right now, my lights have been blinking. I'm waiting to lose power in 10 seconds. My power's back on. So down there, definitely going right in from the builder, doing the pad, and then we'll just buy the generator when it's done.
It's funny, after going through Hurricane Sandy here on Long Island, and it was winter. So I mean, my house was 40, my Labrador was cold. So that's how cold it was in my house. I said to Michael, the first thing that's going in after we close, is going to be a generator. More because if I don't have air conditioning, I'm going to Melissa's house. Because I know that, it's about the air conditioning. Michael's like, well, how about the refrigerator? I'm like, no. The air conditioning needs to be preserved. So that's one of the things that I was concerned about. I hope it's the one thing that we put in that I never have to use. I don't think that that's realistic, but it's not always weather, from what I've been told. Sometimes a wire gets knocked over or, something else. So, the refrigerator, the air conditioning, and my Wi-Fi, communication. But there will be generators. The new clubhouse will have generators and showers and all that kind of stuff. So if there's a gap anywhere, they wanted everybody to know that it's, it'll definitely be a place. So yeah, we're putting in the generator. We've already taken care of that. The generator will be in like the next day. I get a C of O. The next day they're showing up with the generator. I've already started putting it out there. So, that was a priority for me. But I'll definitely get that information out to you guys. Anybody else gotten anything on that they want to share? Anything iconic anybody's, I know Gary, you guys have a big event coming up in your life.
Yes, my daughter's wedding, October 19th. Can't wait.
Congrats.
Sorry, Gianna, I had to do it. I know she's back there somewhere. Sorry. You know what?
Can't wait.
It's all good. No, it's all good for all the
Yes.
good stuff. And we love to hear all the good
Yes.
stuff. And you know, beside the fact that we're going through all this build and we're all working together to go through it, we do realize that this is family. You know, the more time we get to know each other, we're so excited for all the graduations and the moves, and we're all here for all of it. So please, you know, make sure that you keep us posted. And Kathy, you guys, you know, we're looking forward to seeing you guys soon. July is going to be a busy month at the Bluffs. You know, it's going to be really crazy. So if you have a move-in date, once you get your movers, please let me know so that I can make sure that your little welcome goodie baskets show up at your houses in a timely fashion. So, you know, please, you know, just let me know all of that. And if you, as long as everybody has movers, if you need that movers information, I know a lot of you have been using that. Brian.
I was just gonna ask, where can I get that mover information?
I will make sure that you have all that mover info. You're talking about the mover from Andrea Daniels.
The woman that gave the presentation to us? Yeah.
Yes. So Andrea, it's really very scary where what has come onto my that's in my phone now. It used to be one thing, now I've got all my Bluffs things. So Andrea Daniels is 407-865-1617. And her parents live in the Bluffs. So she's actually up here. She's now living in Wilmington. So she was
Okay,
managed.
so you said one more time, 407.
407-865-1617.
Thank
And her
you.
name is Andrea. And you definitely tell her that, you know, that you found us, if you got her from the group. She'll.
Okay, thank you.
It's all good. So that's all good. Nicole, do you guys have a potential move-in? Would you say September?
I think we're August.
August.
Hoping to push it to maybe September so that we have a little extra time, but everything's moving so fast. I just sold my salon last week.
I was just gonna ask you.
Yeah, and I'm working my tail off. I'm so tired right now. I'm like, but we haven't been on here in so long. I'm like, we have to get on. But and then, you know, just here, like the people that are buying our house are like really pressuring us. They want us out sooner than later. So we're trying to buy some time, but we'll see.
They're telling us they're gonna be done with the house the end of July and ready for final inspections first week of August. So that gets us moving in like second, third week of August, but who knows, right? Until it happens, you have no idea.
That's the whole thing. We're kind of like, yeah, we're gonna be like parallel. So it's gonna be a busy time on our cul-de-sac. You know, it's you know, down our road. There's gonna be a lot of trucks going back and forth up and down that road. But congratulations on the sales salon of your salon, Nicole. We've been talking about that for how many years now? You know, it's been a journey, and that must have been really emotional for you.
It still is. Yeah, it's bittersweet. It's, you know, I just started telling everybody last week. So it's been a lot to absorb emotionally, mentally, and physically. We've just been so busy. So it's a lot, you know. And then every weekend we're just trying to get things done around here and
picking out couches and lights.
It's like never ending. But you know, we're almost there, we're almost at the finish line. So
all right, which is really exciting. So congratulations on that. I know that's been coming for quite a while. So
yeah,
it's all good. It's all good. We're excited for you. So I will make sure that I get all that information out to you guys. I will put it on I'll put it on the Team Reach app, all of these things. If you would like, whoops, I just called Andrea by accident. If you would like the recordings of any of those meetings for anybody, just let me know and I'll be happy to send those to you. Just text me or, you know, Team Reach me or whatever. And if there's anything in particular that you are looking for or that you need, let me know. And if you come across somebody that you think would be a good addition to come on and make a presentation, let me know that too, because it's important to get it out to everybody. Okay, so if nobody has anything else, we're gonna see a whole bunch of people in July. I feel like we're gonna all be together in July, so let us know when you're all gonna be down. I think Michael and I may be down with the way it looks now, maybe sometime third week of July. So there's gonna be a lot of activity third week of July.
We might cross paths. We're going to be there the 13th to the 18th.
I think we'll be down there, Robin, after the CO. Whenever the CO is, they don't need us for the CO. We have to come down after the CO to take possession of the house and do final walkthroughs and stuff. So if the CO is on the 19th, then we'll be down there the week after that. That's
We're
the
trying
plan.
to stay fluid, and then
We'll see.
I'll probably stay and get the generator installed. That's my job. My job is to stay put. I don't care what where I'm sleeping, whatever it is. That generator's going in. I mean, I spoke to the girl in the office. They know. So priorities. It's all about priorities. But it's all good. Just everybody just stay safe, stay healthy, stay cool. And those of you who are out in the community and staying around the community now, please, just keep us posted. And we're so excited for people who are moving in. Anybody else that needs any help, you know where to find us. I thank you guys. Keep up the good fight. If you need anything, let me know. And if anything interesting, Melissa comes out of the meeting on Friday, that I get any other interesting information, I will be sure to share it with you. Okay. So have a great night, everybody. Send my best.
You too. It was good to see everyone.
It was good
Have
to
a
see
good night,
everybody. We'll
everybody.
see
Night.
you soon.
Bye-bye.
Nice to meet
Bye.
everyone. Good night.
Good night, Simona.